I'm Joshua Gillum. I'm Chief Executive Officer of Armur Medical, and today I'm here with my good friend Josh Leg. Josh, I appreciate you coming up today. I want to just talk to you. Do you remember that first day at my house? We were ice bathing, and I think we talk every day, but it had been like maybe 4 months since we had seen each other, and you came over and you said, man, something's different. Tell me about that day.
Yeah, I'd been eating some fruit in jars and oatmeal and milk and overnight oats and trying to do a little better. And Josh told me about all this stuff that he's been doing, and of course, we share life together. So I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, And I hadn't saw him in probably 2 or 3 months, and I go over to his house, and we're going to do an ice bath and go to the gym, and man, he's looking good. And here I was, had a little extra pounds trying to do the oatmeal, and I was like, man, you gotta share with me what you're doing. You're looking really good. I'm proud of you, and we've always been real motivational with each other. And what I'm doing, I want him to do, and what he's doing, he kind of wants me to do. So.
Yeah. And our friendship has just been this kind of centerpiece of our walk together. And because of our friendship and my friendship with Dr. Domm, I was able to say, hey, let me tell you about what Dr. Domm's doing with me on bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. That's kind of the long term for it. But what really broke down to was optimizing what our internal system was missing. So when you began to talk to Dr. Domm, you got some blood work done, right?
I did. First steps was getting the blood work done. Not a big fan of giving the blood.
Yeah.
Went ahead and got my labs done. I'm the old stubborn guy that really doesn't like to go to the doctor or whatever, but I saw that piece after I talked to Domm was very necessary for what we're going to do with this process. So I actually went through with it and met with Guy. He went over my numbers very thoroughly.
Yeah, definitely.
And I believe we are on the right track.
I think so too. Tell me, do you mind sharing what your weight started at?
287.
And what are you today?
236.
Yeah. And that's been in about, what, 4 or 5 months or better? January, and here we are in June. So maybe June. Here we are in April. So getting to be 4 months in, and we're working out together a couple of days a week, right?
Absolutely.
Man, do you notice a difference, because you used to work out when you were a kid, and you've worked out, you've done a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing, but do you notice a difference in muscle recovery after being on hormone replacement?
Absolutely. As we get older, I'm 40, getting ready to be 44 in September, and I didn't realize, because I'd never had blood work or anyone to actually tell me what's going on with my body. I just figured I was overeating, not getting enough sleep. You hear everything that we read or YouTube, that's pretty much what we believe. Yeah. So to have someone to actually explain to me why I feel the way I do and how we can make that better. I end up having some thyroid issues, got those consulted by Dr. Guy, along with the other program, and feeling just a ton better.
Yeah.
The recovery on my muscles, I never dreamed that I would be able to do what I'm doing in the gym right now, and still going to work at 8 o'clock the next day.
Yeah. One of the things that's interesting is because our cell phones are always listening to every conversation we have. You and I being together and have proximity, we're always talking about lifting, our families. We talk a lot about hormone replacement care when we're together, the program. So your phone, you've told me, picks up those conversations at times, as does mine. How about the difference between the cost you're seeing online for hormone replacement therapy versus what you've experienced with Dr. Domm? Would you say we're below the average, or above the average compared to what you're seeing online?
Well, if you take into consideration the pop-up ads for just a guy standing there trying to sell you a bottle of pills that says this is going to help you, all the way to the complete hormone replacement, doctors asking for visits to come and do a one-time free deal or what. We are, from what I understand, I know people on both sides of the spectrum. I know people that's bought the 80-day pills for pennies on the dollar, and they're not seeing any results because that's all they've ever got was that. And then I see the guys going and paying thousands of dollars for the hormone replacements at certain clinics.
Yep.
And with this was a good, feasible amount of money for me to be able to pay with a man with three children, getting ready to go to college, one getting ready to go to college, and a wife at home with,
Yeah. And, you know, it's very interesting because I look at the cost of labs, and one of the things that just shocked me today, we received some lab orders from a friend of ours and said, what would you have charged for these labs? And they were the exact same labs that we pull for $80 as of right now in spring of 2024. Our complete panel of labs is only $80. The labs from the hospital were $1,700 for the exact same lab. So when we talk about cost comparisons, there is no comparison. Armur Medical, we're really here looking out for the patient. We're here trying to make things economical, trying to give people options that aren't really available to them anywhere else. Has that been your experience?
Absolutely. And the availability, I will go ahead and say that too. The availability of me being able to call your guy or send a text or send an email, you're not going to get that from someone they have so many patients that they can't really give you the proper care that you're getting here with Armur Medical.
Yeah. And somebody might say, well, that's just because you and I are friends, but you've been with me, you know, throughout the day. Many days we spend a lot of time together. And you know, if we get a text message, we just deal with it right then. We don't say wait till the next day. We really are proactive on patient care, because in this industry, it's so easy to become a number in a big clinic. And what we're doing at Armur Medical is trying to make a friend of the family. And I think that's been your experience. And you know, some of our other patients, have they commented that we're very accessible also?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and something I noticed yesterday, I mean, we work out together and your phone went off on your watch. You stepped out to a private area away from everyone and actually was able to talk to that customer. And then, you know, I'm sure there was nothing said that was out of the way of medical treatment. Maybe it might have been an appointment or something like that. Like I said, you were in a secluded area, so I didn't hear the conversation. And you came back into the room, we finished working out. That's the response that we're not getting from our medical treatment.
Yeah. We really try to be proactive. The way I say it is we try to put patients before profits. And if we do that, then we obviously are going to excel in our area, and that's going to be beneficial to everyone. Another question, if you talk about it, has your drive been up in all areas of your life? We don't have to get too explicit, but you know, I mean, I know that you've talked about like not dipping in the afternoon, being able to do better workouts, but there's other areas that we as men share life together. How about you just your drive in general?
Just the drive in general, for me, like I said, recovery in the gym, been able to wake up and not feel like I've been drugged behind the bus. The midday crash really has settled out, but there's other factors involved in that. You know, this is someone that's starting to shoot the bow that's happy with hitting the target. I want to be dialed in and precise. Yeah. So all these pieces come together: nutrition, workout, along with this Armur Medical. I'm seeing a tighter group on my target now.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm happy with the results of the shots on a smaller target.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, I've been married to the same woman for 23 years.
Yeah.
So not necessarily things have not ever gotten exciting or loss of interest for my wife. It's just life when you have 3 children. You're going to ball games, you're going to sports. There's not a lot of time anymore, and you start, you know, having those 44-year-old man, you know, man, I'm wore out.
Yeah.
And that's brought some fruitfulness back into my life with my wife and I.
That's awesome. You know, you and I are both hunters. We've hunted together for years now. One of the things that we always talk about is the rut. You know, when those bucks go into rut, they're chasing those does. And would you say that coming into your 40s, that the rut is stronger for you at this late stage of the game than it was even a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I grew a new set of antlers. I mean, I've shed the 4-point.
Yeah,
I'm a man now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, we're growing into a big buck now. Yeah,
that's good.
The rut's strong.
Yeah.
And you know, that's another thing I want to talk about. You know, as this program has progressed for me, I'm starting to see that I'm going to be able to do those things a lot longer than I thought that I was not going to be able to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the 65, 70-year-old man that has given up on my dream of going out west and elk hunting and mule deer hunting.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't willing to invest in myself and work for this and let this program actually work for me. I say, you know, give it a chance.
Yeah.
work those things in together that we talk about and go after it. Go after a goal.
Yeah, you and I have had. I mean, we share a lot of life together spiritually. We share, the working out together, the physical aspect of bringing our bodies under control, making them better. We share emotional time together. Iron sharpens iron. One friend sharpens another, is what Scripture tells us. But one of the things that we've talked about is how many people, when they hit their 50s, which I'm 51, it's their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, it's like men die before they die. And I think that probably what you and I have latched onto through Armur Medical is to have that raw material that keeps our drive higher, that allows us to be successful, that allows us to push forward. And I just don't see myself dying before I die. I want to be with my children and grandchildren.
I agree.
My son says, hey, let's go out and let's go hiking, let's go shooting the bow, let's go do these things. I want to be able to do that. Has that been like a transition in your perspective, even just from beginning hormone replacement therapy?
Very much so.
Yeah. You were telling me about hunting with your daughters this year, right?
Yeah, we're turkey hunting. I'm out walking them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're behind.
Yeah.
They're walking behind me, and before, I'm typically setting hands on hips or, sweating profusely.
Yeah.
Not enough oxygen. I'm starting to feel a lot better, and I'm getting around in the woods a whole lot better than I ever did.
Yeah, man, brother, I appreciate you being here with us today. It's a pleasure to work with you. Listen, if Armur Medical can answer any of these questions for you as you begin to age and you want to hold on to your vitality, if you want to hold on to those things that make a man feel like a man, we would love to have more discussions with you about bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, the homeostasis of the body by bringing everything into balance. Armur Medical is here to help you. Just give us a call. We'd love to chat with you.